What's happening, family? It's your boy Fernie.
It's Vavrix.
And we're here at the Conservatory of Recording Arts and Sciences with one of my clients from the Saltmine Studio Oasis, Clement A.K.A.
Yo, Rock. What's happening, yo?
Corey, I know that with the mention of music, and the reason why we have you here is because we've been killing it in the studio as
sure.
of late.
We have.
For those that don't know, when did this move from football to awesome musician, singer come from?
It all started with the parents. They're definitely two big vocalists I always look up to, especially my dad. He was in a group, still is currently. My dad does a lot of a cappella groups. When I was growing up, I saw a lot of practices, seeing how hard it was, but it was still fun at the same time. A lot of equipment, a lot of laughter, because you realize music is however you want to create it. There's no right or wrong way. It's all about how you feel in that moment and what you want to give out to your crowd. And I think it kind of relates to football or any other sport. You're in it because you want to do it. I'm not doing music because I'm forced to. I'm doing it because I love it.
Speaking about how you feel in that moment, explain to the audience at home what it's like when Corey comes into the studio and his workflow.
When Corey when I come into the studio, it's always fun. It's always laughter. I got to bring the excitement. I got to bring a smile. I got to bring a toast to the room every single time. It's like you got to christen the room, because if you're not in a good spot mentally and spiritually, being around me, I don't want you in my room. I don't want you around me. There's no hard feelings, but I got work that I consider still a fun part of my life, but I really take it serious because I know the next man is really trying to outdo me. So, like I said, to all aspects, you got to have the hard work if you want to be up.
Well, I mean, that was a great answer, and I love the way you articulated yourself and the way you explain your intentions in your music. When I was just watching you behind the scenes performing live, I can see, hey, this man, he really know music. He know what he talking about, and it seems intentional. It seems like I'm proud of what I'm doing, and I'm putting 100% effort into what I'm doing. So, with that being said, where did you get that work ethic from? Who did you derive that from? I know you mentioned your parents earlier. Mm-hmm. Who else? What were some of your influences?
I would definitely say I got an older brother.
Yeah.
He's heavily into music. Mm-hmm. He's more of a singer than I am. Yeah. It's always that competitive vibe and that spirit.
Well, that's where it all. You was hitting them notes, though. You was hitting them notes.
That's where it all comes from, though. When you got a brother, you always try to one up anybody, Absolutely. But it's all love. It's competitive spirits.
Iron sharpens iron, right?
Yeah, you feel me?
Absolutely.
So I'm never trying to one up my blood, but that's where we get it from. That's where it derives from. That's where you got to have somebody who always wants to push you. That's in anything.
One more thing I seen when I was watching, I was just running through my head. I'm like, wow, this epitomizes more than an athlete. You know what I'm saying? More than what the media portrays us to be. More than a black gentleman with dreads that can jump high and run fast.
Oh, for sure.
An articulate individual, an intelligent individual that is creative, innovative. What does that mean to you, to be more than an athlete and to express and show that in your everyday life, especially with the spotlight being on you?
Yeah. I mean, it means a lot to come from a different angle in everything I do, as far as my marketing, my advertisement.
Yeah.
That doesn't even have to derive from music. It can be in my everyday situation, because I already know what type of outlook they have on me just by being on the platform I've already created, which
Absolutely.
is being in the NFL. I'm blessed. I'm never taking anything for granted, but I'm multi-dimensional. I'm not just a front palm. Like, I got a whole different ball game I could throw at other people. But what I want them to understand is that I can apply a playbook just like I can apply vocal to repetition.
Ooh.
Everything is a repetition. Playbooks are repetition.
You fire me up
vocal
right
practice is a repetition, and it's not easy. Just when the next hater probably wants to say, sit down somewhere, you can't do it. Or show me that you can. Because at the same time, it's challenging to me, but I enjoy it, and I know I could put my best product out there by still being representable.
Man, wow. I mean, that's a great answer.
Now, as far as taking it to the music, what we're capturing in the studio, are you writing the songs out and coming to the studio, or what's the process like there?
I normally walk into the studio with nothing planned. never have anything planned, to be honest. I like to go off what I feel that day. Or I go through my catalog and I figure out, okay, where do I need to add or where do I need to subtract from doing a certain type of genre? Like, I think to be accepted into the music world, you want to fit a lot of, you don't want to just fit one box. To me, I don't want to fit just one box because I want my fan base to be very diverse and not just trap, hip hop. Maybe we want to do a reggae every now and then. So sometimes what I'll do is I'll start with a 4 in my head, a 4 bar, start slow, or I'll just go up to the mic, press play. Let me harmonize to it. What did you say in there? Oh, I like that catchphrase. Let's see if we could put this and apply it to a real life situation. If I could touch a real life situation, I won that day. Not just putting bull crap on paper or in the music.
Intentions in the music and intentions in everything you're doing, like we was talking about earlier, just seeing how you move off the camera.
Right.
And then hearing the art, hearing the music, you like, okay, this is time, this is effort. So how do you hone that sound? How do you practice not being boxed in by no other genre? How do you practice being diverse in your music? Where does that come from?
I think just being, attentive to detail. That's where everything, you try to stay away from what's the norm. I love to stray away. My favorite artist of all time is Wiz Khalifa.
Oh, wow.
Through
Cushion OJ.
Taylor All the Dice is my favorite mixtape of all time.
Yeah.
Throughout his interlude, he loves to stay away from the norm. And I'm like, what do you mean stay away from the norm? Everybody has a trend. There's a trend every week, every year, every second. How do you find that 1% to be different that day? Whether it's vocally, hitting a different harmony if you've never done. Sometimes I just go in the booth and yell. Oh, that sounds good. Let me see if I can make a word or a phrase out of just that random thing I just did today. Or like I could be talking to y'all, but y'all don't know I just like what y'all said phrase-wise. Now that's something I'm keeping in the back pocket with only 4 words, ready to go tomorrow.
So Bob Marley had mentioned something that was pretty cool. He said music is about the feeling of it. It's the feel. So from what I'm picking up, does this feel that you get with your music? To me, it feels soulful. If I'm feeling pain. I'm hearing struggle. I'm hearing triumph in your music. So does this come from a spiritual background? Were you raised spiritual? Were you raised? You know what I'm saying? How does that play into your music? Because I'm definitely feeling something from it.
What you hear is just charisma and energy.
Yeah.
And you just hear me. I try to just give that person the most rawest version of me possible. I can't understand how to be somebody else when I don't want to be.
Yeah.
Spiritually, I'm always going to be humble to the next man or the next woman because I'm no better than you, but I'm here trying to work better than you or harder than you. So spiritually, I carry everything with a chip on my shoulder, but don't think I'm just sitting in the backseat. Just humble is always great, but just know you got to keep working. That's
absolutely. 10 toes to the pavement.
Always.
What keeps you so humble? How can you reach these heights and still be humble?
Because I've been humble many times. Just when I think it's going smooth, like in college, I got into a fight, hindered my draft process. I didn't get drafted. Didn't get drafted basically to the NFL. That's everybody's dream.
Yeah.
You humbled there, but you still keep pushing. I think humble is all a part. That's what you want. I'd rather be humble every step of every year of my life because it brings you back down to earth. Literally. If y'all hear me again, I'd rather keep being humble every single year to remind myself who I am.
Hey, words of wisdom from the wise.
That's all.
It's an old saying in the NFL league, and it stands for not for long, a funny saying. So you 7 years in, man, we was talking about that behind the scenes. That's a blessing. So what is the key to that? To the key to just staying consistent and being able to knock out 7 years in the NFL, because that's no easy task to do.
Yeah, I would say just don't rush anything. Enjoy really where you're at. I remember when I was 21, I'm like, damn, I was just 18.
It's free game, for real. This is free. Go ahead.
It's
free game right now.
Staying in the moment really helps you, less anxiety, B, what are you looking forward to? Like, your feet are right here. Enjoy it. There's nothing else to really look forward to, or it shouldn't be distracting you. If something's distracting you, that means your feet are probably out the door while you're still in the house. Makes no sense.
Don't let that go over your head.
You ready to get out the house so bad, but you're still in the house. Stay in the house if that's where your feet are.
Free game.
Free game. Now, is that free game from Corey or is that free game from your rock? That's what I want to know.
Oh, that's Corey. Corey, your rock is only when I'm in the studio. Outside, I'm always Corey. I don't want to be your rock in the streets. That's, once again, as being somebody I really don't want to be. That's my entertainment. But I can show you I could do something else. That's just do the name. But I'm always Corey, regardless.
So it's evident that we have some alter egos, some other versions of the man himself. Where does that stop? Is there more to Corey than meets the eye?
There's always more that meets the eye. Can't sell yourself short. I love to be in movies one day. I love to be in
why not?
shows. I love to create my own podcast one day with great engineers and great friends and great drummers I just met, guitars, bass players. There's more to anything. Whether tomorrow I want to pick up a guitar and learn something, that might be what else is more to me to learn about myself. Can't sell yourself short. If I want to work with another hip-hop artist, he's right next to me. Utilize every resource I could possibly get.
Your net worth is your net worth, baby.
You really need this team. You really need this team, though. So that's why I really understood. If you think it's an isolation, it's really far from it. I need a lot of help. He needs a lot of help. You need a lot of help. And that's where I think the humbleness always comes in. Everybody's in the room for a reason. It's not just us three here. You need somebody to, A, help you guide it through, or B, listen to your problems. Hey, we all human. How can you fix my problem? How can I come to you? How can I relate to you? That's it.
Goodness gracious.
I know.
It's almost superhuman as far as humbleness and just like down to earth. How do you, like, is there ever a time that you find yourself straying away or being distracted, much like how you mentioned?
Yeah, sometimes, but that's cool. Sometimes you realize that, hey, obviously there's other pleasures in life.
I know about that one.
There's other pleasures in life. There's other mistakes that are still going to build you up as a character. I love mistakes that are going to, A, lead me in the right direction. I'm not talking about the mistake of the worst of all. Like a little minor setback, that's cool. Because now I'm reminding myself, you can't do that same thing. You can't do the same workout he's doing, expect to get somewhere else. It's not going to work.
Get a different result. You're doing the same thing.
Not going to work.
So I know for most of us, since you're talking about the workout, being an athlete, for a lot of us, we hit the gym to better ourselves. I remember asking you in the studio, hey man, like when you go to the gym, is that work for you? is the NFL players' work, aside from catching the ball, making the points, is work like the day job hitting the gym?
Yeah. I mean, the gym it keeps me going though. To me personally, it keeps your wind up for vocal practices just like this.
Exactly.
I'm not gonna lie, because going through the practice today, I was surprising myself. I'm like, okay, cool. I'm not in bad shape. I can keep retaking, doing high notes, coming back down a little bit. And you start to appreciate with some people, with like some of the others who really kind of push working out to the side and then they try to get on the mic. Because I've seen some performances that says you need to run. You need to run. So I'm glad I appreciate the aspect of working out. I would love to give back to my fans. Hopefully my fans are going to be fit. Because I'm gonna be promoting fitness. I ain't mad that you're out of shape right now, but we're going to have to be a motivated fan base to get in the gym every day. I got a lot of workout music that's going to get you right. Trust me.
Man, so we discussed a few things thus far. We talked about your image. We talked about your intentions. We talked about the music. So what does the brand of Corey Clemens represents? What is the future plans of the brand? What's your mission statement? You know what I'm saying? So
my mission statement is to really be, I classify it as this world. Like your rock is basically just a world. I want it to be a world name. I don't want it to be a conceited name. I want your rock to be like, it can be an analogy to whatever you want it to be. It's your rock time. It's time to go get it. All right.
Come on.
It's time to rock. Oh, you talking about you want to rock? Come on. You know what time it is? Let's rock. The whole country got to rock with you. Like, that's what I want. That's where I love even though it's a cliche backwards name, Corey backwards for those who do not know. But I like to just rock with anybody. I like to rock with my fans. I like to rock with my nation.
Absolutely.
And if you don't, you can't rock with me. I'm sorry.
Hey, you heard
you rock or you don't rock.
Hello.
Is what he's saying.
If you rock with me or not, that's all.
So we've been talking about teamwork. So I was an athlete myself as well. So one of the greatest lessons I learned was the value of teamwork.
Yeah.
And the value of staying consistent and disciplined to achieve a goal. So speaking to the younger generation or anybody that's going to be listening, that's going to be watching, what were some of the greatest lessons you learned from football? I'm talking about the Pee-wee stages when it wasn't the dollar signs in front of us. It was just the love of the game, and I might be hungry when I go back home. So I got to put my all into this.
Yeah.
You feel me?
To the younger crowd, I would just say respect the game for what it is. Respect the guys that came before you, because the ones who are speaking to you are the ones who's really been through the mud, kind of.
Yeah,
if you want to call it that. Because when I was younger, I didn't really understand why is this person coming to talk to me today? He's coming to tell you a valuable message that's for free. For free.
Free game.
And some of these little kids don't understand that this is knowledge that you don't have to pay for online. You don't have to go to a camp.
Yeah.
He's coming to you to tell him what to prepare for. It all could be so simple if the youth just respects who's in front of them, mom, dad, coach, counselor, principal. Grades are the most important, because I ain't gonna lie, I didn't get my first scholarship until end of my senior year because of grades. I don't want anybody else to fall into that limbo. So make sure everything by your sophomore year, your grades are looking fantastic. And I mean that with a strong muscle. Grades are mostly important. If you don't want to go to school,
a lot of strong muscle too.
Then forget about football. You got to go to school to play football. Remember what I just said. You have to go to school to play football. Football alone ain't getting you nowhere, but a semi-pro team. Sorry.
No, that's really the fiction. So can't argue
who's
with
he
that.
jabbing with that one is what I want to know.
Nobody. Just you need school. You need education.
No, that's real.
Yeah. Like I would just say, just respect who's in front of you. Because like I said, you can be humbled real quick by the next man who really knows what's up.
Respect will get you a long way for sure.
Yeah.
So earlier you said your top one was Wiz Khalifa, which was surprising to me.
Yeah.
Especially hearing how eclectic your music is, how creative it is. So give me your top 5.
Oh, snap.
Oh, easily Drake is first.
I can see that.
Believe it, Tory Lanez.
Ooh, yeah.
Meek Mill's 3. I would say Nas is 4.
Okay.
Whoa,
For sure.
that one.
And 50 Cent 5.
50? All right.
I grew up on 50 Cent, man.
Okay.
I grew up on 50. I know 50 is always in my top.
Say less.
Yeah.
All right, I respect that.
Mm-hmm.
As far as how all that came to be, because I know that you said with your parents coming from vocalists.
Yeah.
With your influences being hip-hop artists. When did you get that click of, oh no, singing's cool, but I want to hop on this rapping stuff?
I actually, believe it or not, I can still check out my SoundCloud. That's been up for 12 plus years. Like,
wow.
I've been doing this since my first
not new to it, true to it.
Talent show, what they call it. Yeah. Get up there, do your favorite rap.
Wait. Was this in middle school or was this in high school?
High school, college. I performed in front of my whole student body.
I seen that too.
Yeah.
What was the lady's name that you was performing with?
Amy Alita.
Okay, for sure.
So I've been doing this. But I realized that to perform in front of a crowd, whew, that's the first time I really started sweating. I was like, dang, this thing is different. But I did it though.
And this is the same man that performs in front of thousands. How do you compare performing vocally in front of potentially hundreds of thousands to performing as an athlete to even more people in a stadium?
Well, it's weird because now I don't have, it's just me. I was out there with 10 other guys, and now it's just me.
Yeah.
Or if I got the other 3 in the back, bass player, guitars, drums, it's just me. And now they only looking at me. So I better get me in check and make sure this thing is right. But I think the biggest thing is I don't have a helmet on. I'm always concealed by, I can only look this way. And y'all can only see me from this way. Like, that's where I think the hardest transition is because, A, I wear a visor. Y'all barely see my eyes. You barely see my expressions. And now what I have to get used to is everybody got an ugly singer face. You gotta let it go sometimes. That's what it is. You gotta break your own habits and just let it fly.
Let it go.
You gotta let it fly sometimes.
So 12 years in the game. So at one point, did you say, I'm about to take this serious? I'm about to put my all into this thing and see where I can take it?
I've been trying to do it serious since I started.
Really? Okay.
But it's just like I don't have the resources. I don't have...
Yep.
Like, you meet people for a reason. Or you go on different journeys for a reason. Like, it takes time to meet certain people. Like, people will come along your way. Don't rush anything. But I just think the rapping of it or the singing of it, I want to be respected because I know the sport is not going to respect me at all. So I got to come harder at different angles. For sure. Better than the next man. And I can call out anybody in the NFL. Nobody's better than me in music.
Ooh.
For sure.
Oh, snap.
Hey, you gonna make me take my hosting hat off and put my MC hat on real
Nobody's
quick.
better than me at music in the NFL. I'm sorry.
No. That's respect.
I can put my best track against somebody. Like I said, I'm confident in my work.
As you should be.
Just not from a cocky standpoint, but I've heard everybody say the worst about us.
Yeah.
Or I've heard the next football player try to downplay the next football player. Yeah. I love to see where it really clashes. Let's put up our music and see who wins.
Is that actually something that happens amongst the team? Like, it seems like you're not the only performer in the NFL. So is that something that compares and contrasts each one of the players, their added abilities?
I don't know. I mean, I try not to involve myself with any other players because I don't want no other random clickbait saying me talking about him, talking about her. I had to stay in my own lane and just, y'all see me put out something. Like I said, I'm staying out the way. Hope y'all like it, though.
I'm with that.
Yeah, I stay out the way.
So one thing that I really like about you in the studio is this man doesn't just come in and go straight to work. It's almost like you stay active.
Oh, yeah.
Because you like to, you bring your Xbox and a little monitor while the engineer is mixing.
Really?
It is awesome.
Yeah.
So when did you break that cheat code of, hey, yo, I'm going to bring the Xbox to the studio?
I started doing that back in Philly when I was recording. Before I came and moved down here to Arizona, I realized that my songs get better as I see movement. A stagnant room kind of irks me.
Yeah.
Or like a stagnant person irks me in the studio. If you hit me with the,
you gotta go.
I want to cuss you out. Because why are you being stagnant? I need movement. Music is art. It's flow. It's passion. I never saw somebody make art by just standing there. How you do that? I mean, with your wrist, paint it all day, but how you get anything done by standing there? I got to move. I got to see something move. I got to be inspired. I got to see something. That's how it happened for me. And I play a little Nintendo on the side.
So I got a question for Fernie, actually. So seeing Corey work in the studio, what is the number one thing you are impressed by as far as his musical abilities and talents?
Honestly, when you hop into the booth, so one thing that sets Corey apart from anybody else that comes to the studio is that he doesn't just play by the rules. he doesn't just...
I really don't.
Yeah, no. So,
explain it to me.
What Corey does, Studio A, we have a booth. But recently, one of our dopest songs that I'm excited for you guys to hear, we moved the microphone into the live room because we had some chandeliers in there.
It was sexy.
Dimmed it out.
He switched up the room for creativity.
It was sexy in there.
Chico.
Tell me that wasn't your craziest performance.
It was showtime. And that's how I like how he makes it. He's like, you ready to perform? I'm like, it is a performance.
Every time.
When I be thinking to myself, it is.
like literally.
It is, though. I be like, I got to get right. You know? So he started hyping me up, and I'm like, nah. Like, I picture like 80,000 looking at me. So that's why I throw on my shades. I'm like, come on, Corey, you good?
Definitely had a shades.
No, we'll be in the talk back, and I'll tell him. I'll be telling you, hey, bro, the show's starting. The concert is ready.
They're ready. All right, here I come. But that's what makes it fun, though. It makes it not so predictable.
Absolutely.
Like, come in, okay, sit down. You got a beat today? All right, put it. You hear me? Yeah, I hear you. I'm about to get your levels. All right. That's boring. Nah, ask me, you ready for to start the show? Yeah, I'm good. Yeah, we good. What my crowd feeling? That's why I was like, when I was doing on a live performance.
You need the energy to match.
My crowd good? Y'all good? Y'all need something? I'll watch my band play a little something for y'all. But that's just things like, everybody's a sponge. Like,
Absolutely.
Even though you never played in a band, you understand what cues are. Let my band keep going. On that next 4, I'm jumping back in, though. I could do a twirl over there and come back. Boom. That's fun. That's connectivity. That's understanding the rhythms of music. I can leave you for an 8. Go to the store. Come back. That 8's about to hit. I ain't miss nothing. Music is all cue. It's all love, and it's all connection.
I think music and art in general, we can put football in the category of art. We can put so many things in the category of art. You talk about movement, you talk about fluidity, you talk about chemistry and energies matching and meeting and colliding. So basically, when you balance and you in alignment with your spirit, with your mind, with your body, the things will come as they need to. The organic, intentional product will come, and usually when it's like that, that's the best recipe.
Yeah,
that's what I'm getting. So,
yeah, because I realize sometimes the chemistry, if it ain't there, I probably want to leave.
For sure. That's so
I walked
important.
out on a session like that. It was just, I'm either bored in the booth, just talking to myself, or you would know how the connection is probably within the first minute of meeting your engineer. You know what type of day you're going to have. First 2 seconds I met him, everybody know Fern.
Good energy.
You ain't got no choice but to turn up with Fern.
For sure.
You ain't got no choice but to turn up with him. If not, you're going to be like, why am I being a downer?
For sure.
You see how happy this man is? I'm going to match him. Because now I know what today about to be like. We good. Good.
That's
Some people don't realize what the notion of an attitude can really amplify your artist.
Your attitude is your altitude, for sure.
Attitude is the altitude.
It really is,
Come
though.
on.
It really is.
So, since we're on that, I don't want to land. If anything, I want to take off even further. So let's plug what Corey has in store for us in the future.
Okay.
Go ahead and plug to the people watching at home what's waiting for them from your rock.
Oh, you got a lot of tracks. Probably the catalog is very heavy right now. Got to go through the phase of dividing everything as far as R&B, as far as hip-hop, as far as reggae. Your other alternative tracks I've done with other artists. I'm just excited, especially with our tracks, Rock the Boat. Some premiere titles I can't wait to get to you guys. Can't give it to you yet because top secret. Can't tell you that yet. But in the meantime, you will understand where I'm coming from. Trust me, the music is all passion, it's all energy, and the art is going to speak for itself.
Well, shoot. With that said, we're not landing. We're taking off. I've been Fernie.
And it's Fabrics, man, and we're hearing the music in the cut.
Yay.
It's 2:45 right now, my baby, I know she's tossing and turning up, I ain't say too much. Just like it's overtime, gotta think it over how you wanna play. Just like it's overtime, gotta pick a side how you wanna play. Moving too fast, got me thinking. Like she another glass, what you drinking, baby? You fall right